Hey, this is Jamey from Stillmeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game Scout from Oink Games. Scout is a game that I played with 3 players just the other day. I had a lot of fun with it, and it is essentially a ladder game, a little bit in the style of a game called Red 7, in that one player will play some cards on the table. They'll play a single card, or they'll play a pair, or a triple, or they'll play a straight of cards. And the other players at the table have to play a better hand onto the table than that current hand. And if they don't, and it gets back to the player who played those cards on the table, that player wins that round. And that round ends, and then you play another round, and so on until the game ends. Which in itself is a really cool mechanism, that like every time you play a hand of cards, you are winning the round at that moment and hoping that other players can't play a better hand of cards. And part of that also means, and this is tied to my favorite mechanism, you are constantly building towards, building your hand of cards towards playing a great hand, to play, a hand that other players cannot beat. And actually, I should clarify that a little bit. The way that you end a round is to get rid of all your cards. You are winning that hand, not the entire round. You are winning that hand if no one can beat that hand that you've placed on the table. A little unclear about that. And the twist in this hand building and hand playing mechanism is that you cannot rearrange the cards in your hand. Rather, all the cards in your hand, as soon as you pick up your hand of cards, all the cards are in the order that they will remain in, which impacts things like pairs and triples and straights and things like that. And also, in a neat little twist, the numbers on each side of the card are different. So I might have a card where in the upper left it says the number 9, and in the bottom right it says the number 3. And so whenever you pick up your hand of cards at the beginning of each round, you have the choice to flip the entire hand of cards over if you want. You can flip it either way. You can't flip each individual card, but you can flip the entire hand over. And this is where my favorite mechanism comes into the game. One of the things you can do on your turn, one of them is to play cards onto the table. Play a winning hand onto the table. The other thing is to scout, hence the name of the game, Scout. And when you scout, you will choose one of the cards on the table. If there are multiple cards, you can choose an end card. You can't choose a middle card if there are, say, 3 cards on the table. Choose an end card. You pick up that card as part of your scout turn, and you add it anywhere you want into your hand, and you can orient that card as you wish. And so say, for example, in my hand, I have the numbers 3, 5, 6, but I don't have a 4. I could play a 5, 6 straight, just a very small straight there, 5 and a 6. Or I could scout, pick up a 4, one side, if one side of that card is a 4, insert it into my hand in that specific place, because this is the only way you can manipulate your hand, by adding cards to your hand through the scout action. And suddenly I have a 3, 4, 5, 6 straight, which is much better than a 5, 6 straight. More cards is better in this game. And that feels really good, that you have this set hand, but you can manipulate it and improve it over the course of each round by scouting. This is something that I rarely see in this style of game, where you actually are getting better. Your hand is getting better and better over the course of the round. There's a sense of progression to it, and I really, really love progression in games. One other little thing I'll throw in there, nice little twist the game throws into the game, is that there are moments in the game where you really want to scout and then play, say, that 4 straight right away. And the game allows you to do that. There is a token that you can use once per round, where on your turn, instead of playing cards or scouting, you can scout and play cards, or play cards and scout. It's a double turn, essentially, where you get to use both actions. And that feels really good. It's just a little touch, a little token, little tile, but it feels really good to time that well and to do that at certain points in the game, especially at moments where someone else is about to win the hand, and you have a way to prevent that by scouting and then playing a better hand. That feels really good. But yeah, I love this scouting mechanism. It is really, really cool in the game. And just the double-sided cards, or they're one-sided cards, but they have numbers, different numbers in each corner. Really, really clever mechanism as well. That's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on Scout. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, or if you can think of a similar game that does some things like this, let me know about that game as well in the comments. Thanks.